Hi everyone, my name is Eric. Welcome to Divine Conversations. This is my very first YouTube video, my very first general reading. I'm very excited to do it for you guys. I am mostly going to be focusing on the Twin Flame Collective for right now. I am on the journey myself, and I'm very passionate about it. And I've been doing some readings for some friends, and I feel like this is where I want to start. Now, it's not going to be everything. I'm going to try and branch out to some more things in the future as things go forward and time moves on. But for right now, we're working with the Twin Flame Collective. Today, I'm going to be doing a week-long reading for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine for the week of January 8th to the 14th. Now, this is going to be a two-part thing. I'm going to start with the Divine Feminine first, as you can see here with the Empress card. And then in the next video, I'm going to do the Divine Masculine, which you can probably see here in the Emperor. For this reading, I want to focus on what we need to understand right now for this week. What do we need to know moving forward? You know, where are we, and what do we need to focus on to move forward with our Twin Flame journey? So I'll be doing a Celtic cross spread for this one, using the Empress for the Divine Feminine as the significator. And then in the next video, I'm going to use the Emperor for the Divine Masculine. And also I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to be updating my decks and getting new different oracle cards and all that. So the readings are going to expand over time. But for right now, I'm just using the regular tarot deck. The significators come from the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Manchetti. And then the rest of the reading is going to be the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. I really love Ciro Manchetti's work. He's done both of these decks. I mean, the illustrations are gorgeous. Now, I did just pull this card, and it's funny. If you heard me laugh, the card is the Lovers. I thought that was cool. I did shuffle this before I started, and we've got, Queen of Wands. Oh, yay. Okay, so, yeah, let's get started. So, for the Divine Feminine, what do we need to know? Oh, also, I am part of the Feminine Collective. Hey, ladies and gentlemen of feminine energy. So this is going to kind of work for me, too, but I'm going to try and keep it as objective as possible here. All right, so what does the Divine Feminine need to know? What's going on? Where are we right now? What are we dealing with? How do we get to where we want to go? I mean, we want to go to union, right? Yes. I just heard it. Yes, that is what's on our minds. Okay, that's great. So what do we need to know in this current moment, and what can we do to get closer to union? Now, I know sometimes the cards are loud, so while I'm shuffling, if it's too loud, please just turn the volume down, and then once I start pulling, you can turn it back up. Yeah? One more shuffle. We're going to cut the deck. Excellent. Okay. So, on the overall energy for right now is the Five of Coins. Now, I know this to be a fact. Personally, I've felt out in the cold. And that's not by my own doing, or at least I don't think it is. I've just felt like, personally in my own journey, I've given so much, like overgave. And I really kind of resented myself a lot for that. But at the same time, then I came to understand that that's part of our nature as feminine energies we give. And that leaves us open and vulnerable to not necessarily receiving. And so over my lifetime, I've developed a complex towards receiving. Like, it's really hard for me to receive now. So I feel like that's part of the message here too. A lot of us on the feminine end, we need to work on that. Don't be so afraid to receive. Receiving is beneficial. It's beautiful. We don't always have to give all the time. We do need to be able to receive. Then things are balanced. Also, I'm getting with this Five of Pentacles, well, I just said it. We need to continue to balance our giving and receiving, but we also don't need to feel out in the cold. You know, we need to love ourselves. Yeah, I think that's still part of what we need to be learning here, is loving ourselves the way we want to be loved. You know, loving ourselves the way we feel we should be loved, and not necessarily just putting ourselves out in the cold like that. You know, seeing that there is support. If you look here, I'm being drawn to this. If you look here, the light behind this woman is shining on her, would be providing her with love and warmth if she would just turn around and look at it. You know, if she'd just turn around and see it. Okay, so moving on. I'm just going to draw these here. We're doing the Celtic cross for now. I may do some other spreads later on in the journey, but for now we're going to start here. 2 or 3? 3. Okay. Here we go. So, current situation. The Knight of Swords. Yeah. Crossed by, the Five of Swords. Okay. So, when I first got on my journey, before I even knew what was happening, I was the Knight of Swords. And I met my divine masculine, and I charged after him like you would not even believe. Like it was like a freaking bat out of hell. And there's a lot more, you know, I'll tell my story as time goes on, but you'll find out more and more about me later. But sometimes when I see this card, I think rushing in, charging in, especially if it's reversed. Now, I don't necessarily read reversals, and it's not reversed here, but sometimes, you know, it's good just to think about it in this way, not rushing in without a plan, not thinking things through and just charging in at the moment and, you know, and saying, shoot first, ask questions later almost. That can be what this means. And coupled with the Five of Swords, I feel like right now this is saying, for the Divine Feminine, it's like we want to move forward. We want to charge in. We want to, you know, get back into this. A lot of us are in separation right now. But with the Five of Swords, it's almost like, well, shit. Like, why should I do that? You know what I mean? Please excuse the language if you don't like it. I do curse sometimes, but it's like we're battered and bruised, and we're like, well, why should I really do any of that? You know what I mean? Why should I wait for him? Why should I even want to talk to him? You know, that's kind of what I'm getting here, and it's like it's a self-defeating thing. Yeah, that's self-sabotaging, because at the same time, it's like, yeah, okay, I know in the past we've given, we've given and given and given, and got nothing in return, and we've developed this self-defeating mindset where we're now not giving at all, not even giving to ourselves because we don't want to get hurt. But here in this twin flame thing, it's like, okay, well, there's more to the story than that. Like, there are reasons why the masculine acted the way he did. I know for my situation, there are plenty of reasons why he acted that way. And I think right now the challenge is to stop defeating ourselves. We can move forward with this, but we need to be more methodical. We need to plan it out. We need to think it out. We can't just rush in again. You know what I mean? So the challenge is getting ourselves out of this mindset that has set in with all the negativity that's gone on between the twins. That is a big challenge for the feminine right now. I know it's been my challenge, and I've been overcoming it. But yeah, okay, let's move on. In the distant past, we have the King of Swords. Yeah, we've kind of adapted this. What I'm feeling is that, you know, we started with this whole beautiful mindset of how lovely this thing is, and we don't care about the circumstances. We just feel so much we want to go forward with it. And now, after after all this went down, between the Five of Coins and now this Five of Swords, we've adapted this mindset that is way more balanced. We're like, okay, look, that was some shitty stuff. I don't want that to ever happen again. So I'm going to look at this from a much more objective point of view. And I'm going to cut out all the stuff that's going to hurt me, basically. in the end, that's just going to tear me down. I don't want that anymore. I deserve better than that. We deserve better than that. Yeah? All right. In the recent past, we have the Two of Wands. Making a decision. Excuse me, I'm kind of getting over a cold here. This specifically, to me, for the Divine Feminine, is talking about that whole situation we went through about whether I should stay or I should go. And that, you see the Two Wands here. Now, if anybody knows what these actually stand for, these colors, the multicolored one over here and then the clear one over here, please let me know. I know the Page of Wands holds one wand that looks like this. So I feel like those crystals mean something. If you know, please let me know. I would love to know. But I'm seeing, in those two colors, I'm seeing the Divine Masculine on this one, and then a brand new, almost like soulmate here on this one. And you're choosing between whether or not you want to stay in this situation with your twin, or if you want to move on to something completely different. In a lot of cases, I just heard, I feel like a lot of the cases, this decision has already been made. And if you're still watching this video, I think, or if you've gotten to this video at all, I think you have chosen your twin. But I know I went through it many times. I went through a situation where I was like, get me out of here. Like, this is crazy. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and I could not. The universe just wouldn't stop. I mean, I'm in periods now where I'm trying to separate. I'm trying to just move forward and focus on myself, focus on healing myself, because I'm going through I'm moving out of a karmic relationship right now. I'm in the middle of a divorce. But I've had to focus on healing myself and moving, kind of stepping away from the twin idea for a moment. But the universe keeps just throwing his name in my head. Literally, like, I'll be thinking about things that I need to be doing in my life for myself, and they'll just repeat his name over and over. And I'm like, okay, guys, I get it. Sorry, this might be a long video. I do like to talk. I don't mind long videos. If you don't like long videos, I don't know, we may not be a match. But I do like having a conversation. That's why this is called Divine Conversations, and I do like trying to relate. So, and I feel like I'm rambling. But, yeah, that was in our past. So we've made the decision, but it's still kind of it's still challenging. It's still challenging because we've made the decision. We want to move forward, right? But we still got some of this resentment here. Resentment. Let go of the resentment, ladies and gentlemen. Let go of the resentment, because in not only is it hurting your twin, they can feel it. He or she can feel the resentment, but it's hurting you too, right? So you made a decision. Great. Let go of the past. Let go of the resentment, and move forward methodically. Yeah, move forward methodically. Okay, moving on. Crowning us right now, we've got the King of Coins. That's beautiful. I really like seeing that. I know a lot of us in the feminine collective, we've been really working with our masculine energy to provide for ourselves, to stand up for ourselves, to do all of the things that we never allowed ourselves to do. I know I had a lot of trouble growing up. I had a lot of trouble connecting with masculine energy. I always resonated with feminine energy. And I remember at certain points, not too long ago, where I would think about, embodying some of the masculine attributes and just cringing, just like thinking, ugh, it's gross, it's evil, it's mean, it's hurtful. And I mean, that's not fair. I mean, sure, I guess I got that from a lot of the male figures that I grew up with in my life, and, witnessing society from a feminine energetic point of view and still being physically a man and being very confused about it, very conflicted. But we really stepped into our masculine power. But also, this is saying to me, we've got the Divine Masculine on our minds. Yeah? Because this could represent him too. We're focused. We see what we want and we want to get there. We see what we want and we want to get there. Oh, wait, no. Here we go. We want to get there. Does that make sense? So, I meant to say, we see what we want in the King of Swords, and we want to get there with the Knight of Swords. Yeah? You caught that. Okay, great. But I feel called to say, yes, keep a hold of your newfound strength within your masculine energy, feminines, but maintain the balance. Yeah, don't let it go too far. Because a lot of us as the feminine are being called to focus on our spiritual work, which is in essence pulling ourselves away from our twin a little bit, because we're not spending so much energy trying to focus on him or her. But then with, the universe, for my case, still repeating his name in my head, they're kind of saying to me, don't go too far, Eric. My name's Eric, yeah, you know that. Don't go too far, Eric, balance it out. You don't have to completely eradicate all thought of him. You know what I mean? So in that sense, if you are in a really extreme situation where you're really moving forward with your masculine energy and you're really manifesting some great stuff for yourself, just understand you don't have to completely forget about your twin. Just let it go a little bit, yeah? And keep moving forward. And in moving forward, what do you find? The Ace of Pentacles. So this is telling me that, okay, great. There is a new opportunity, there's a new start coming through. Yeah, there are a lot of different readings right now. If you go on YouTube and watch, there are a lot of different readers right now that are saying that we're about to get some really good opportunities. Now, for some people, this could be dates. This could be coming into union. For some people, this could be just small opportunities to communicate with your twin. Because yes, again, a lot of us are still in separation, and sometimes the separation is so extreme that we're like straight up not even talking to each other, let alone seeing each other. So this may be small opportunities for you just to get a few words in with your twin. It's better than nothing in most cases. I know that. I feel like that. I barely see, let alone speak to my twin. So any opportunity that I would get to communicate with him would be great. Would be really great. All right. Okay, so next. This position is how we are being seen, or how we are seen in the outside, from the outside looking in, and it's the Three of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of heartbreak. A lot of us are still moving through. A lot of us are still trying to move through the resentment. This message is really coming through pretty strong. I'm a Taurus, so I can get pretty resentful. If something happens that really upsets me, like really throws me into an emotional upheaval, man, I can be resentful about that for days, maybe even weeks. So I understand how hard it is to let go of resentment, but we need to, if not for our twin, for ourselves. Because I know when I'm in those situations where I'm just cycling through it over and over and over again, and like I almost can't even stop it, it's only hurting me more. It's only keeping that wound fresh and open. We've got to let go of the resentment. What we really need to focus on, and this is what just came through for this card specifically, what we need to focus on is not the pain, not the tear running down her face, but what caused it and why, what we learned from it, and how we can move forward. Yeah? So important. Pain is going to happen. That's part of life. Heartbreaks are going to happen. It's part of life. But instead of focusing on the energy of the heartbreak itself, focus on the bigger picture of the situation and say, okay, what did I learn here? How can I use this energy to make me a better person moving forward? Does that make sense? Excellent. The surrounding energies. Death. The house that we are in right now is death. I'm getting a few things with this. One, I'm getting the death is coming through with what we just talked about in this resentment situation. Letting go of the resentment, letting go of the person that we were at that time that caused us to be so hurt by whatever happened. I understand. Look, we've gotten some low blows in this situation, girls, ladies, and gentlemen. I mean, we've received some pretty low blows. But I know from my situation, that only helped me be a stronger person. It taught me so much. It taught me so much about myself. So much about myself. And then through dealing with that and learning about that, a death happened of the person that I used to be. If I hadn't gone through so much of this journey, I don't even think I'd be strong enough to sit here and do these readings for you guys right now. Like, a lot of what has happened in this situation has really cleared away all of the deep, deep rooted stuff that has held me back my whole life. And it's opened my intuition in ways that I don't think I ever could have done without the twin flame journey. So with that said, this is actually a really good thing to see in our surrounding environment. Now this also, I'm also getting that this also pertains to the divine masculine, because he's going through a huge, he or she, they are going through a huge death themselves, of a lot of old ways of being, old ways of thinking, deep-rooted beliefs and thought patterns that have held them back or been a detriment to them in some way. So this is connected. I'm interested in seeing what comes out in the masculine reading now. Okay, hopes and fears. 7 of Wands. Some in this death, I feel like some of you are kind of standing your ground. Well, obviously we're standing our ground. That's what this means. But because it's in the hopes and fears position, and this card could go either way, I'm getting it one of two ways. Either one, you're resisting this death. You're resisting it and standing your ground. Oh, yes. Standing your ground and be like, look, I ain't talking to that asshole. He's a punk. I can't stand him. I want nothing to do with him. I feel like that's some of us are doing that. And in that, I want to say this journey is a lot about unconditional love. We are learning about unconditional love. As twins, as light workers, we are here to teach the world about unconditional love. So if you're still holding resentment for your twin, you're holding resentment for yourself. You've got to let that fall away. You've got to put down the wand. Stop defending that old way of being. Stop getting in the way of the transition, the change that's coming, that's trying to be brought on for you. Now, on the other hand, this could be standing your ground throughout the death. You're going with the flow. You're saying, okay, I get it. And you're seeing that doorway behind you and you're like, damn, okay, let's do this. But then there are going to be the naysayers. There are going to be the dark energies that are going to be using people like karmic partners that are going to get in your way, that are going to stand in your way, that are going to say, no, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be ego getting in the way, saying this is not safe, blah, blah, blah. Don't let the ego stop you. Look, the ego is not something that we need to kill. It's not something we need to eradicate. It's something we need to balance. So if your ego is getting in the way and saying, no, I'm afraid I can't do this, you need to stand your ground and say, thank you. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you for your insight. I will take that into consideration. But right now, I know this doorway is right for me. So I'm going to walk through it. Yeah? Okay, almost at 25 minutes. Let's wrap this up. Ooh, wow. All right. The final outcome is the 9 of Wands with the 3 of Cups and the Page of Swords clarifying it. Now, the 3 of Cups came up in reverse. I'm not sure if I want to read it in reverse. Yeah, I feel like it's really confusing in the message, but let's start here. 9 of Wands. Normally, this card talks about keeping up the fight, even when your back's up against the wall. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's depicted as a person with 8 wands behind them, and they're holding the last one, and the look on their face is just like they are exhausted. They are beat down, but they're still going to keep fighting because they feel like they have to. And that can definitely pertain here. Hey guys, sorry about that. My super came through. Okay, so we're talking about the 9 of Wands here. Where was I with that? I was saying that, okay, well, in relation to the 7 of Wands here. Yeah, you're, standing your ground, and this is in the positive way. If you're standing your ground towards the changes that are happening, then the 9 is saying you're almost there. Just keep going. You can push through it. Now, if you are fighting or resisting this change, the 9 of Wands is saying to you, is saying that you're gonna start to get it. And you're going to put down, because this guy, to me, in this depiction, he looks like he's like surrendering almost. So you're kind of like, okay, I'm not going to fight this anymore. I'm just going to go with it. Go with the flow and see what happens. Now, clarifying that, we have the Page of Swords and the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups came out in reverse, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Sorry, guys. The universe is funny. My super came back, and when I went to go to the door, I looked at the clock on my stove, and it said 11:11. Woo! That was fun. Okay. Back to the conversation at hand. This Page of Swords, I want to read this Three of Cups upright. This Three of Cups is talking about a celebration here. Like, it's community, it's friends, it's fun. And especially in relation to the Nine of Wands, if you are going on with your battle, you're pressing on because you're almost there. The Three of Cups is saying that, you know, this is going to be a happy victory. Like there's even going to be like social aspects to it where it's just going to be like, yes, we got through it. You know what I mean? And then also with the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords is tying into what we have in the Knight. So we have the Page, the King, the Knight, and the King of Swords here. So in relation to wanting to move forward, as depicted in the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords here in the outcome is saying, do the real work in understanding what you have to do to move forward. Like, really investigate things, you know, draw on, you know, work with the energy of the Page of Swords, which is incredibly inquisitive, wants to learn, and temper that energy with the King of Swords, which, you know, you've gotten comfortable with a while ago. You know it's there. You got it at your disposal. So temper those things. Temper those two sides to bring together in with the Knight of Swords, and then to move forward in the victorious, harmonious way that you want. Now, also, I'm seeing this Three of Cups as the twin situation. The number 3 with the twin within the Twin Flame Collective symbolizes the feminine, the masculine, and Source coming together. Yeah, that's the 3. So I just caught that. This is going to be a celebrated victory within the Twin Flame situation, the Twin Flame Collective. Now, it may not necessarily be outright. I'm feeling like this is going to be like a small victory, something that's not so big and gregarious, like maybe the Three of Cups would outright symbolize, but it's still going to be a victory nonetheless. A nice one, and I'm being drawn to the Death card here, and it really has to do with this change in perspective that's happening. This change in perspective. With the Three of Cups, I'm just getting like a flow, like the twins are flowing together. The energy between the twins and Source is really flowing. So keep your eyes open. Yeah? Let go of resentment. Let go of the pain. Stop these self-defeating, self-sabotaging thoughts and actions. Yeah? Just let it go. Learn from it. Heal. Move forward. Yeah? Okay. I think that's it. I hope that resonated with you guys. Please let me know in the comments below. Love and light to you all. See you later.